Okay, welcome back, everyone. So this is going to be part two, or maybe we'll just do a series of me and Joseph.
Part 2.0. Yeah, I would love to do that. Every week we could like discuss certain subjects in books. Just
Mhm.
like we're here to try to educate and to become educated ourselves. Because every time I talk to you, I learn something. So
Really?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
So,
Yeah. Um. So you did have a lot of stuff to talk about the first time, and then, um, I'm sorry, guys. I had to break it up into four parts because we're trying right now to see if we can upload a longer video, but for some reason my old phone wasn't able to upload from Skype more than 10 minutes. So I got a new phone and we're going to see, and hopefully we're going to try to do this for 20 minutes and hopefully it goes a bit better. So yeah, let's continue talking about, we were talking about Belial.
yeah,
Did
we
we,
were
did
that was
we
it. We were done with Belial. We were going over aspects and what he teaches to his devotees, and virtues that he will impart on his devotees.
go? So
So
I did get a question from Heather, this lovely lady. She
okay.
wanted to know, and she wanted to know, how does how does one approach Belial? She wants to work with him. So, I
Okay.
mean, for my advice, let's see where you, and how she wants to know, how do you know it's not a trickster spirit coming through? But I mean, that comes with time and learning spirits. But let's hear what you would have to say. So she wants to work with Belial, but she doesn't know what's the tells to make sure that it's him, I guess you could say.
Well, you will know because trickster spirits are like pretty much parasitical little pissant spirits. You can mistake one for another. You will not mistake Belial. Like he is huge. His energy's big, overwhelming. Almost he can almost take your breath away if you're not used to uh, uh, his energies being in you know a small space.
Hmm.
Um, I would also recommend that the first time you evoke him, go out into the woods by
Hmm.
yourself, a wooded area, and just call out to him. And Belial is in the trees. Belial is in the earth. Belial is in the air. When you see the veins, the roots of the trees, those are his veins. So yeah, just call out to him, and you will absolutely know. A way that you can raise your sacred space. Now, as far as raising your sacred space, it's kind of like a trick that we magicians do in our own head for myself, but your magic is powerful, and you can erect like bubbles and shields. Some magicians do a circle of salt. Some magicians do the seal of Solomon. Some magicians do the pentagram. Whatever makes you safe. I tend to do a three-dimensional circle. Like you might be familiar, some people with the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, they'll draw a pentagram in the air. But for myself, I draw the symbol of the trident. And
Just to clear your space of,
yeah,
but yeah, he's just basically saying, if you're going to invoke Belial and call him in your sacred space, just clean out your space of wandering spirits and posture spirits. And like, yeah, like he said, it's really easy. The lesser banishing is so simple to do and very
yep.
effective.
Or
Um,
you could just draw a big circle and step through it
mhm.
and envision as soon as you step through it, the bubble closing around you. So you're encased in your bubble, like a bubble of your energy.
Mhm.
But like I said, it's
So,
just a trick for your mind.
see, I never used circles. Like, I never, in the beginning, I did, and it felt silly to me. I'm like, why am I trying to protect myself? You know, like
Right.
that's just me. But uh, with Belial, when I first started communicating with him, he actually came to me. I could hear his voice. Uh, he said, he mumbled. He was very deep, rumbly voice, very, very deep voice, and he mumbled something about the mountains. Something else. I wasn't sure what he said, but that's how I know for sure. For me personally, like when I first start off working with the spirit, they communicate with me auto clairvoyance or through my dreams. And you can always ask your higher self too, just to make sure. But I mean, if you're going to be working with Belial, you should be pretty well off with understanding other spirits first, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, some people want to jump right into work with Belial, and I wouldn't discourage it. Some of us are more inclined, like depending on our spiritual makeup, we're more inclined to be comfortable around that kind of personality.
Mm-hmm.
Like if your grandfather was like a rough and tumble type of guy, like that's the kind of guy Belial is. Like if you love that kind of guy, like you feel safe around them. You feel like they'll teach you the ins and outs of this world. But yes, like I said, some people are just more inclined towards that type of a spirit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else? What else do you want to talk about? So
Okay, I,
we wrapped up Belial. What's
yep.
okay?
I'm, I'm going to get into some of the gnosis of this book, Mark of Qayin, by Asha Shedin or Shadim. This book is really gnarly. I like it a lot. Um, so this quick chapter is called Escaping Reincarnation. Okay. Our spirits hails from the outer darkness, the chaos which engulfs the cosmic order. The demiurge has taken our sparks and encased them in clay, as well as a ruthless system of birth, death, and rebirth. He has attached to our spirit an ego, which, unlike our spirit, is finite and dies. Each time our ego dies, we forget everything we learned in our past. The purpose of this is so we don't achieve gnosis and remain trapped behind the veil, slaves to the demiurge. So, how do we break this trend of reincarnation? The Buddhists teach that the reason that we are reincarnated is because of our desire and craving for the material world. Freeing oneself from desire will break the cycle. A satanic Gnostic, we should accept that the truth to us, if we are to achieve gnosis and understanding, we will strengthen our spirit, thus free the shackles of this physical world. When we die, we must learn how to die. We must detach our spirit from this world when nearing death. We must learn to understand suffering and death. We must embrace it. We must live simplistically and abandon desires of this planet. We must kill our ego and envision returning to chaos. Train your spirit to leave this world. Teach it that this is all an illusion and none of this is real. Only the infinite is real, and that the entire cosmic order is built on a finite illusion. Meditate and envision death. Psychedelic drugs will kill the ego and help your spirit see past illusion, whereas other drugs enslave you and hold you to this world. Cocaine, heroin, alcohol, meth are all examples of drugs which keep you shackled to this world and satisfy your ego, uh, and
Absolutely,
not the spirit. Go ahead.
absolutely. And I can say it's the truth because I've been addicted to cocaine and alcohol, and it traps you, but psychedelics free your mind completely.
Absolutely. And when I'm reading, if there's any part that you want to expound on, just
Mhm.
like as soon as I hear you start to speak, I'll stop reading. We'll
Okay.
we'll become like a machine. So um okay.
Oh,
So,
I was going to say something. So, and
yeah.
talking about the illusion of the matrix. See, this is why psychedelics is important, because you can see past the illusion. And anybody that's never had psychedelics, even if you go into intense meditation, you can never reach that point. What psychedelics can do, I don't think so. I mean, I've never heard anybody being able to. I know you can, after doing a psychedelic, you can have like flashbacks, and you can probably trigger that response in your brain because you've already been there. But I mean, not only can you communicate with the spirits on a totally different level, your mind clears up. Like the next morning, everything is more clear. Everything, you understand things more. um a lot of people microdose with psychedelics for depression instead of taking um, medication from the FDA that's meant to like just cause you brain damage. It literally makes you into a zombie. It doesn't fix your issues of why you're depressed, why you have anxiety. It just makes you fucking brain dead. But I know in Canada we're really pushing here to have like mushrooms legal. So I mean, we can still get it. They still ship it and stuff like that, but they're pushing for that. Yeah.
There are two things that government wishes to suppress within the common man. Um, as occult students, we see past this stuff and we kind of look into the deeper metaphysical laws. And as far now, we are not giving medical advice. We are not fit to give medical advice, and nor will we on YouTube. And me and Eldoria cannot be held responsible for any information that's misinterpreted.
Okay.
So what they kind of try to inhibit in most human beings is the kunda buffer. This is the tail of Satan. These are the energies that come from in between your taint, and that's where the dragon Tananever sleeps. And when you begin like tantric sex magic practices, you awaken that serpent, you stir that serpent, and all of a sudden the serpent gains sight and starts making its way up through the seven gates. Um, Another thing that they wish to suppress besides the kunda buffer is your pineal gland. They put soy in everything. They attempt to calcify your pineal gland. And this is easily remedied by sun gazing. The last hour of the sun outside. So if it gets dark around 7 o'clock where you're at, go out at 6 o'clock, close your eyes, get bare feet, stand in some grass, and just stare at the sun with your eyes closed. So you can
Hmm.
see the sun but behind your eyelids, but just
Yep.
that will decalcify your pineal
And
gland.
yeah, it's important to ground yourself with bare feet on the ground. And that's it's so amazing when you do stuff like that. Like you don't realize you're wearing your shoes and socks all the time. And you stop the earth and your feet and the connection with the earth,
Yes.
like I think there's some people, they go barefoot for like walk. I forget what they're called, but they do it for like a year. I mean, I wouldn't personally do that
I
because
know I like
you
my
know
soft. I'm just gay like that. I mean, excuse me, guys. It's just um, uh, not a term of endearment, but I say gay a lot. So it doesn't mean that I'm
no, but gay
homophobic.
also can mean happy.
Yeah, sure, sure.
If you look at the dictionary, it's not just homosexual, it could mean happy. I'm feeling gay today.
Right. Yeah, but I don't like developing like dead skin and like those pads. Like
I
you'll put holes in your socks, like in the heels. It's No. So
Okay,
moving on.
moving forward.
Um, okay, so drugs like marijuana, psilocybin, DMT, and LSD help open your mind and allow you to see past your ego. Your spirit can benefit from these. Your car, your television, your house, your clothes, your music, everything from this world holds back your spirit. Our bodies, physical and emotional sensations, conceptualizations, ideas, beliefs work together to create the illusion and enslave us. This is not to say that you need to live that you need to live not to live your own life and to live your life a miserable person. Enjoy what you can, but as you near death, learn to let go and embrace death. This is how you can break the cycle of rebirth. During meditation, you should envision your spirit free of the ego, picture its beauty and the infinite it truly is, because it is everlasting. Picture it returning to the spiral and beyond this cosmos. Envision returning to the infinite chaos. Do this every day and you train your spirit to take over and tap into the collective consciousness and truly achieve enlightenment and gnosis.
Hmm. I think I'll tell you guys a little story. When I was 18, um, I did a lot of psychedelic drugs one night, and I probably came close to overdosing, but I wasn't really. I was close enough. But I remember leaving my body, going to a ship, returning to a lot of other realms, and uh, something's trying to block me right now.
I'm sorry,
Um,
you were ship. There was a ship.
okay, sorry. Yeah, so I returned, and my body was both male and female. I was a perfect entity. I was in a group. There was five of us on the ship, and I was the fifth member. We all looked the same, and we were all around this. We were all standing around, and it was a woman's voice, but computerized, downloading all of my answers I've ever had. Everything. It was happening so fast. It sounded like mm, I don't know how to explain it other than very digital. And this was 20 years ago, like before digital was even out. So I couldn't even really explain it, you know. But it was me reaching a point, and I got to a place, you know, and after when I came out of it, I looked at life completely different, and I understood. um I had answers, you know, but it still led me down to seek more answers, you know.
Right.
It was quite and, and to this funny because the system here made sure that this was true to me, because the next day, or the next maybe the next week, I was in the mall, and I was walking past this painting store, and there was a painting of five people. What I had a vision, what I was there on this painting.
Oh.
That's me. How is this possible? So that was an extreme case. I've never reached that point ever again. But yeah,
This
it's
reality
real.
is so glitchy. That goes to show you that in a way you're writing your own reality, but like you have placed yourself as a character in this thing to show yourself something or a set of things,
Hmm.
bunch of things. So, okay. So this next chapter is called The Satanic Living. The genuine Satanist is a physical representation of Satan, a personification of the devil himself or herself. He acts out of the sinister. He is darkness, the extinguisher of light. The weekend Satanists will sit around in their safe little covens and talk about satanic ideology, but the real Satanist acts. He is a threat. to the real world because he despises the real world and all that it represents. The Satanist will commit to satanic deeds rather than simply read or write about them. He understands that talk is cheap and action reflects the spirit of man. This is the spirit of a wolf, a dragon, or a serpent, and the savageness of such spirits consume the mundane world. I have to stop right there because that's so Belial. Belial, like, you get a ton of occultists like, oh, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do that. And they'll even sit down and write about, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Belial's like, shut the fuck up. Go do it right now. Right as you're thinking about it right now, go do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
Not only that, I think like you're either born like this or you're not. Like I know some people can change, but like I can never be conformed. I was so rebellious. I ran away from church. I never felt right. Even in school, I didn't give a shit. Like I just knew you just even like the government, it's like you question everything and you don't follow people. Like I could never be one of those people that would follow somebody. Even when I was young and I saw bullies bullying people, and I would stand up against these bullies and get attacked for standing up for this kid that's being bullied because I knew inside me that it was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, to be
Absolutely.
a Satanist, to be a Luciferian, it's something that you just are. You know, you just know that this isn't right. The system isn't right, and you will. I mean, you have to live by the rules and how this shit works, or we end up in jail or we get arrested. We know this. A lot of us do get arrested. A lot of us have gone through the law. A lot of us, you know, but this path at least teaches us how to not end up in jail.
Exactly. It teaches us how to be cunning, how to be crafty and wise. This is called the craft of the wise for a reason.
Yep.
So,
Okay, I'm gonna stop this because it's 20 minutes, and then we're going to finish up. Hold on.